everyone, and welcome to another edition of Inside Texas. I am Jeff, the Madman Michaels, and that is Mitch, the Stud Muffin Thames, right over there. That's what I heard.
Yeah, well, he's getting to be an old stud muffin. That's
Okay.
it's something else, man. I mean, this getting old isn't for the weak.
No, it's not. And by the way, if you can't see me real good, it's because I'm in my house right now. We're remodeling. We're finally getting the walls and that up in the house. I got a new shower and everything in, and the lights aren't up yet. So I'm using a flashlight to shine right now. Now we got this little light on the camera. So.
Oh man!
But most of you don't need to see me anyway. They're like, turn me off. Okay, that's fine. We're good. We are turned off. But what a week. Lydia went to the hospital on Friday. She's all good. For the folks that were asking, she's fine. She's actually out cutting the grass right now, and she'll be working till who knows when tonight, and then wake up at 6 a.m. and start doing it again. And then prayers got to go out to our friend Andy Kirkland, who got put in the hospital today. I guess we'll find out later on what's going on with him, but he had AFib pretty bad when he was there to do a pre-operation thing for the next couple of days, something on his shoulder that he was getting done. And when they went in and checked him, they said, "Hey, you have AFib really bad." So,
dang.
They sent him to Houston, and he's in Houston. So
I think that's where they like shock you, right, to get it back into rhythm.
Yeah, they got medicine for it now too.
Medicine, okay.
Yeah, I seen the TV commercials for.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Dr. J, the old Dr. J, he has it or whatever. Not Magic Johnson. I forget. One of the basketball players, but he's got it. He takes it.
Oh, okay.
So anyway.
Yeah, Jeff, it's crazy. I went to a funeral, Mike Fenster's funeral.
Yep.
Was Saturday. Lost him too early. He was 67. Yeah. The cancer got him, and the last few weeks of his, it was not comfortable for him. Had a great funeral. Well, I say funeral. It wasn't a funeral. It was a memorial service, celebration of life.
Right.
When I tell you that the Calvary Baptist Church was packed, I'm telling you it was standing room only. And I didn't even know they had a balcony, but a lot of people went up, sat in the balcony. I ended up on the very last row. Judge Seiferman and I were way back. I'm back in a little cubby hole kind of deal.
Right.
But it's, I told you many times, I asked my daddy 100 years ago, I said, "Daddy, how does it feel to get another year older?" And he said, "Well, I'm just living old enough to bury all my friends." And
there you go.
I now realize exactly what he was telling me.
Right. I remember Johnny Carson doing an interview with George Burns.
Oh.
And George Burns said that, how did he say it? How did he say it? I forget how he said it.
Okay.
He said, "Do you have any?" He said, "Do you have any friends?" He said, "No, my friends are dead." Right? Because he was like 90. And then he said he was asked to be a pallbearer at a wedding or at a funeral. And he said, I forget, man, I got to pull it up. I got to remember. What it was funny is, heck, Red Skeleton also did a thing too.
Oh, okay.
And he said the only exercise he gets anymore is being pallbearer for his friends. He said, "Do you exercise?" Johnny Carson asked him if you exercise. Yeah, I exercise. He says, "I do." He says, sit-ups. He said, "Every time I sit up in the bed, and when I sit down and go back to sleep." And he says, he said to my friends, my friends anymore are I've been pallbearer to all my friends who do all these workouts and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember because my brain is stuck on football right now. Holy cow.
I know. It's coming up, brother. It's this weekend. I know Bay City's playing at home.
Yep.
And is Tidehaven at home?
Tidehaven's playing at home versus Palacios.
Okay.
And that is going to be on the air starting at 7 o'clock.
All right.
7:30 kickoff live.
That's Friday night, right?
That's Friday night. This Friday night. And I want to remind everybody too. We're going to have a coach's corner on Wednesday night. You can call in. I'm going to try to. Coach Lucio's going to call in and talk about the team this year. Mike Pierce is going to supposedly stopping by, and so we do that live from La Casona Mexican Restaurant.
Okay,
so we'll
that's Wednesday night.
That's Wednesday night, and Thursday
and
night's
then
karaoke.
Karaoke still Thursday night?
Karaoke is still Thursday night, and we're going to throw in a little trivia as well on Thursday night. So we got that going on, and then on Friday we got the football games, and on Saturdays when I bury my head in the sand for about an hour or two.
And don't forget about that generator you need to work on.
Oh yeah, I got to work on my generator. Everybody else's generator too. Jeez.
All my lawnmowers, mine are all running good right now, so I'm in good shape. I'm in good shape.
And he takes and let me tell you, Mitch talks very highly of my business, but if you really want it fixed good, go to El Campo Cycle Center.
Oh, real quick, I'm going to give a shout out to Gary and Bree Quebeca. They got married Saturday, the owners of K2 Restaurant. Oh, those of you that went to K2 on Saturday to try to eat and it was locked up, that was why. They closed the restaurant for the wedding out at Beneath the Oaks. Beautiful, beautiful place out there. And just top notch, and everybody was beautiful. It was really something to behold. I will tell you. I do know that Gary and Bree will probably now work for probably the next 30 years to pay off the wedding.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But it was beautiful. I had not realized.
You were invited to the wedding, huh?
I wasn't invited. I just slipped in.
Oh
no, see, I was a part. No, Carolyn and I were invited. Carolyn and Gary graduated together from Lamar Consolidated. So,
oh wow.
So yeah, they've known each other they got a 50-year reunion coming up in September next month, and I've been told that I'm going, and I'm going to have a great time.
Yes, yes, you are.
And I said, absolutely. I know I'm going to have a ball because she has ordered it. I've been married 40 years.
Yeah, congratulations.
And I've learned a valuable lesson, and that's just do exactly as she says.
Yeah, I'm learning that.
Don't have any ideas. Just do exactly what she tells me to do, and I'll be fine.
Yep.
And
usually that's the way it works out.
She hasn't thrown anything against the wall yet.
No,
I'm listening.
Because once in a while, my brain has a brain fart, and then all of a sudden, and I'm talking to my brain saying, "Why did you say that? Why did you do that?"
It is amazing, but hey, it's we're living life, we're enjoying ourselves. I tell people, I think they think it's a cliche, but I tell them I'm blessed. The kids are all employed. They're all happy. The grandkids are all in school now. Most of them. I think Lincoln's still in daycare, but man, they're growing up fast.
Yeah, they do. My granddaughter's going to be 2 very shortly.
So are we walking already?
Oh yeah, walking and screaming.
Running.
Yeah.
Are we in our terrible 2s?
It's been terrible 1 so far, terrible 1.5, terrible 1.25, terrible 2.
I was going to say terribles last until about 4.
Yeah, and she's starting to scream at me because I do this thing, with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh yeah,
and it's the cheer. It's EAGLES, Eagles, and then I whisper it, and I go Eagles, and then she looks at me to do that, and then she goes, "Do it again, do it again." She'll say, "Do it again," 30 times. And I'm like, oh,
man.
God. Gee, man alive.
The only thing I can say is enjoy the heck out of it, because they get 15 years old and you don't hardly see them anymore.
Hey, what I love about it is my son's a Bills fan and her mother's a Dallas Cowboys fan. And I got her saying,
man. You got it made.
I got it made. We love it. Yep. When they get mad at us,
built-in rivalry.
They call us. Yeah, there you go. Yep. And when they get mad at us, they'll call us up to babysit so she can scream at us some more. So that works.
Well, I'll tell you, Carolyn, of course, is a Cowboys fan, and I am a fan.
I'm sorry to hear that, Carolyn. I'm really sorry to hear that.
She's a Dallas Cowboys fan, big fan, been there for years, and since we met. And I'm a fan of any team that plays Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
So I just pull for any team that Dallas is playing. I pull for that team.
I knew I liked you for some reason.
It makes for a fun Sunday afternoon sometimes.
Oh yes, I know. It's great around here, especially when you're an Eagles fan. The biggest rivalry to Dallas are the Eagles.
Eagles, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. Rated number 1 this year. There they are.
Right.
Number 1 in
Jalen Hurts. He's a former Alabama player and Oklahoma player, and from right here in Texas.
Yep. Barkley, Mr. Barkley is the running back. He's like the hottest player right now. He's just so good. And the Eagles are stacked. We are just stacked. Our front line is the biggest front line in the NFL. Our offensive line is the quickest, fastest. It's really good. I'm glad we waited a long time for that. So
right.
So Dallas can sit in the sidelines for a little while. They can just, hey, if they want to, they can come up and be cheerleaders. If they
okay. All right.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it here. Barrio Energy plans data centers in Matagorda County. So give us a little bit on that, sir.
Jeff, a little bit of a shock. I will tell you, we have not been working with this company very much. I mean, we answer a lot of questions, but I read it. I saw it first in the Tribune. I'm not sure. I guess the Tribune received a press release. They have identified 2 sites in Matagorda County. As far as I know, they have not asked for a tax abatement. Well, I mean, I know they haven't. I don't know if they're going to, if that's part of the goal. That it's hard to get a tax abatement when you've already identified the property. These are these data centers. You've heard about them a lot in the news lately. A funny caveat to it, we really had not been, I guess they were looking at us and we just weren't realizing it. One of the reasons I thought that we were not a candidate is our proximity to the coast and being hurricane prone. But that's proving to be not correct. That's a myth, I guess, now, because Barrio is indicated 2. 1, they want operational by December of 2025 this year. I wanted to tell them they've only got 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah, 4 months. But I think these things are very modular in design, and there's really not per se a foundation. I think you just a shell, a shell base, fencing, of course. But hook in, it's a massive power consumer, mega power. We're adding a lot of battery projects in Matagorda. We had a lot of wind and solar that has slowed down since President Trump has won election, and they've affected the tax incentives. And so next we have all of these battery, and well, the way that operates, just for those that are interested, is at night power is very, very cheap and in abundance while we're all sleeping, of course. The power is, as those that are generating power, is very, very cheap. So they charge these batteries up during the early morning hours, midnight to say 6 a.m. they charge all these up, and then they dispatch it during the afternoon when the peak load comes on. And so they're still, those batteries now are storing energy. It also helps with when wind and solar, when there's no wind and no solar, the sun's not shining, you can utilize the batteries. So it kind of balances out the peak demand times. And so I'm assuming there's a lot of money in it because there's a lot of projects looking at us. I think at one time we counted 5 or 6 battery projects. There's one there on North 60 near the old auto glass place. Those that's interested, right there in North 60, probably, I don't know, 5-6 blocks north of the courthouse. All those big old tan structures, that's battery storage.
Right.
And so, but this is a data center. It's going to do everything, cryptocurrency. It's the cloud basically. So when you hear people in IT talk about the cloud, this will be that. I don't have enough confidence in talking about the locations yet, but just bet that it's going to be next to a transformer bank. It's going to be next to one of these power substations, and maybe even have a battery storage component as well to this, because it's got to be 24/7. A lot has to do. We hear a lot about AI, particularly the AI phenomenon is driving the stock market, it looks like. So that we've got 2 data centers coming on board. I do know of more, not Barrio Energy. That kind of came out of nowhere. We've had a lot of conversations with real estate folks, and then some other industries that I'm not at liberty to talk about, or looking at the possibility. So right now, it seems this is etched in stone. At least they made the announcement. They want to be operational. So I really think it's just bringing these modules in, trucking them in, and hooking them up. So it's interesting. It's the future. I did read, it wasn't about this data center, Jeff, as much as it was. I did think that the Tribune did a good job of talking about our diversification away from oil and gas and ag. Matagorda's history, of course, was based on agriculture. And then in the late 30s, 40s, oil and gas was a shot in the arm. We all know what's happening to a lot of our farms, our farmers. As our farmers age, and their kids and their grandkids just aren't interested in farming, and so I know it's sad. It is, but a lot of the farmers are looking, and a lot of the landowners are looking for industry, and of course, to diversify our economy, we need that. I don't want to be. One time we talked about being the energy capital of Texas. Right. And that's fine. And then now it looks like solar and wind has overtaken us.
By the way, you were talking about farming. There's a lot of new equipment out there that doesn't need to be man-powered anymore. They can cut a whole field without a guy driving the damn tractor anymore. I mean, it just press a button.
I know.
GPS takes it and cuts everything
and
down.
Satellites. Satellites.
Yeah, wow.
GPS.
Yeah.
Lois Sneary.
We don't hear a lot. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No,
well, Lois Sneary was telling me about, all of their equipment is the latest in technology. The Savages were telling me a lot of that, and of course it takes, what used to be a $70,000 tractor is now $700,000 because of all the technology.
Yeah. There's tractors that I see, and you can John Deere, they're up over $1 million on some of that stuff that has all that equipment in it, man. It's something else. No, nobody really talks very much anymore about the farmers. You don't hear any. I don't hear a lot of political advocates on farming. I don't hear a lot of it, and it's like, what are we going to do? You run out of food. Well, somebody should have done this a long time ago. You run out of food. Well, we're getting food from China. We're getting food from here. We're getting food from there.
I know.
I
will tell you that former Congressman Ron Paul and I had that conversation a lot. He was not in favor of farm subsidies. And I kept telling him, Congressman, when we're depending on foreign countries that today might be our friend and tomorrow might be our enemy, and we're depending on them for food, I think it was national security. So I tied food subsidies, farm subsidies, in with national security. He disagreed with me, which is fine. But I will tell you, one of the reasons we keep agriculture in the name, Bay City Chamber of Commerce and Agriculture, Jeff, is to keep our mind on agriculture. It's still a tremendous industry here.
Yeah.
300, probably 300 million in cotton, 300 million in corn. A lot of corn, a lot of cotton, a lot of sorghum, a little bit of rice still, but rice has just gotten so expensive.
Yeah.
But farming is very, I'll tell you, I have this really bad habit, Jeff. I like to eat, and I like to eat regularly. I got tickled. We were fighting LCRA over the water issues in Austin, and talking about rice farmers, and I had this little old lady come up and she started poking me in the chest. And she said, let me tell you something. She said, I know you're all worried about rice and rice production. She said, but HEB has plenty of rice.
Yes, I've heard that story. Yeah, why do we got to kill cows when HEB has all the meat there? I don't understand. I don't get it, just don't get it. Why do we got to use all this grain to make cereal? There's cereal already on the shelf. I don't understand. And bread. Why do we need what do we need flour for things?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Jeff, it's amazing.
Love it. I love it.
It's amazing.
America, man. It's just and well, I don't want to speak about uneducated yet because we'll get to that. I'm going to go off here in a little bit.
All right.
But not quite yet. Let's talk about this murder trial that's coming up. So
what a shocker. I remember that very well. It's a young lady out of Victoria, a very fit, very athletic young lady and former teacher, dating this dirtbag, and he literally drives her or follows her, has her follow him into the Markham Midfield area, off on one of the county roads way back in the middle of nowhere, and ends up killing her, set her on fire. That was 4 or 5 years ago. And he's finally coming to trial on September the 8th. So I would imagine the courthouse is going to be packed. Traffic will certainly be impacted, but I'm looking forward to the day that I'm ready to give him the death penalty.
Who's the judge for the trial?
I'm assuming, I didn't say, I'm assuming the 130th, which will be Denise Fortenberry, Judge Fortenberry.
Yeah.
I don't know that. I don't know that, but I'm just thrilled to death. Now, I will tell you, and I've talked to Stephen Reese, our district attorney, these cases are very, very, very complex. And a lot of time, murder cases, it takes 2 to 3 years to have all of the discovery, to get all the witnesses, to get everything. I say all the T's crossed and the I's dotted. So it's already a massive undertaking. We as a county spend a lot of money. The state helps a little bit, but capital murder cases are very expensive as taxpayers.
Right.
But I've got every confidence in Stephen Reese. I have not talked to him about this case. Not that he would talk about a case. He's got,
Right.
but I am. I remember that. I remember them finding her body, and I remember the terrific sadness that a young lady,
Yeah.
with kids, single with kids from the Victoria area, being brutally murdered, and then her body burned,
Yeah.
and her car set on fire. So
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready to get this guy tried and convicted and punished.
Yeah. Fried. Just fry them. That's what I think. I think anybody that commits a crime like that, and is guilty of it, just, they should have a speed pass for death row here.
I agree with that. I
Yeah.
do. He turned
And
himself
especially
in.
especially for guys or people that are known to do it. Not that, oh well, there might have been this guy, might have been that. I
Oh,
get that. I get
yeah,
that misinformation stuff that, there's a lot of people that were convicted and put in jail that don't belong there. We're learning a lot of that now.
right.
But with the DNA they got now and all this other stuff, no. I'm
Well, they
sorry.
had surveillance of him going in and out of her apartment. They had his tire tracks of his vehicle at the scene.
Right.
I'm not going to say it's cut and dry. No course, no case is that. I think the defense, what I understand, they're gonna try and trip up the forensic folks, and try and maneuver. I guess I would say. Our juries here. I didn't get picked as a juror, but I sat through well, I was a jury pool. I wasn't picked, but I was on the jury pool, and they were talking. They were already kind of outlining that the cops made mistakes and blah 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 blah. And I won't talk. Well, I will. I'll talk about the case. And so there was a deer that was poached, and it was a prize deer. It was huge. It was a record deer. And this individual was charged with killing it, basically, out of season and poaching it. But the kicker was they found the head of this deer in this guy's freezer. And of course,
Right.
can't you hear him? I don't know how it got there, officer. I don't know how the deer head got placed in my freezer in my house or my place of business. I don't know what it was. But and they were going to challenge the authenticity or the character of the law enforcement. And I don't know how much I messed up. What are you going to do? Kick me out of the courthouse? I raised my hand and I said, I don't appreciate the way you're talking about these law officers. And I didn't know the game wardens. I did not know them. If it'd been a sheriff's deputy or a police officer, I probably would have known them. But I just didn't like the way he was talking about law enforcement, period. And I told him. It was some lawyer out of El Campo. I've never seen him again, thank goodness. He got really upset with me.
I know there's going to be a national, and I think it's on Discovery Channel. Discovery Investigates. I don't know if you remember the Oasis, I think it was Oasis deal where the girl went missing.
Yes.
Yeah, and they still have not found the person or persons that were involved in that. And there's actually going to be a big investigative thing on TV, national television, for it. Starting,
like
I think it's two women that do investigations across the country at different things of women that were missing. And
And the one lady, she's from Palacios, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one's from California. Was the producer or whatever.
I've heard her speak. I think at the Palacios Chamber banquet.
Okay.
I can't remember her name, but I do remember that she was a prosecutor in Harris County, I believe.
I believe so. Yeah. I just
Yeah.
caught it.
It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. They think they they have they got 3 suspects now that they're working on, and
Okay.
they're trying to line them up. That's what I heard.
Well, you know, it's interesting. You and I both know Robert Lister very well when he was police chief.
Yes.
And we had some unfortunate retaliatory murders here in Bay City a couple years back.
Yeah.
And the problem for the law enforcement, they knew exactly who did it.
Yeah.
They knew who did it, but they had no witnesses. No witnesses would come forward. They had no evidence. They knew good and well who did it, but without evidence, without witnesses, without the public helping the law officers, there was literally nothing they could do, knowing that's a murderer.
Yeah.
It is. It's got to be frustrating for those.
Oh, it's frustrating. I know. There's someone that's mutual to you and I that we both know. I believe she's on the chamber too. The shooting at her house a few months ago, where somebody just came along and they had the party at the house and started shooting. And these were young kids, these were kids from Bay City and died Van Black, I guess, all over the place. And they came to her house and there was a shooting. And it's getting ridiculous with the gun thing, man. It's just it's yes, okay, carry guns, but that's not the problem. The people that are licensed to carry the guns aren't the problem. The problem is the ones that aren't licensed to carry the guns,
right,
that are doing the shooting and getting these guns illegally. So something has to be done for that. And to be a police officer back in the day, I never thought about it. Didn't cross my mind because it wasn't all that bad. I ended up being shot anyway, but in 1991. But geez, you think about the history. Like, okay, go back to Allentown. The history of Allentown, there was only 6 officer shootings in the history of it. Now, if you look at it, that officers that have been shot at in Allentown is over 500 or 600 times. So it's ridiculous. Houston's in the thousands. I mean, it's
man,
ridiculous. And a friend of mine just became a police officer in North Houston, where they got some problems going on up there right now. So it's like, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what people think. It's like, okay, I'm going to shoot them, get rid of them, and try to get away with it. 99% of everybody gets caught. I mean, 99.9% get caught. I can't see how in anybody's head they can think, well, I'm going to be that 0.0000001 guy that doesn't get caught. You're going to get caught eventually. You're going to get caught. Anyway, and speaking of craziness, I've been following this since it started. So Palacios, Bay City, obvious businesses, the city councils, anybody and everybody that does something, evidently all of them are corrupt. Everybody's corrupt. You're corrupt, Mitch. I'm corrupt. We're all corrupt. Okay, we're all corrupt. Okay. Everyone has a statement to put out because of this clown, and I'm going to say it because you can come after me. I don't care. You can look up whatever. I don't care. Whatever you want to do. But if you're going to point fingers at government and people only because you got your hand slapped so many times, this guy has a record. I know this is a fact. He needs to go. He needs to get out of the county. I mean, this guy, and there's a woman as well that is starting some stuff. It's just stop. If you don't want to live here, you don't like the way things are run, go. Get the hell out of here. Go someplace else, But you want to blame everybody? Everybody? All the police departments, the city council, hell, the Chamber of Commerce. You want to, anybody that has a business that you don't like, everybody, it's all corrupt. Everybody's corrupt. I'll tell you what. Since I've been living here since 2015, I've never seen a county grow more than any county that I've ever lived in. And
Right.
I've lived in quite a few doing radio and across 8 states, and watching with Louisiana and Texas and looking over at Mississippi and then going up to New Jersey and New York and Maine and Pennsylvania and all those places that I've done radio, Massachusetts, doing radio, a community like Matagorda County growing the way that it does and everybody trying to work to get enough money to do whatever. Do you really think that a counselor who makes crap money is going to corrupt and embezzle thousands of dollars or give millions of dollars away to somebody where they weren't supposed to go? And you don't think that any of them have a record of everything that they do? Man, when they go take a crap, they got to write down on a piece of paper, I took a crap at 2:30 in the afternoon. You got to write crap down. I mean, everybody has to do it. So for somebody to sit out there and criticize how hard these guys work for no money, or to criticize how they don't work for no money and are all corrupt. I'm so sick of it. I mean, you don't like a certain business, because that business made money over the past few years, obviously they're corrupt. People go in business to make money, brother. I don't know if you know that or not, but that's what I do. I don't go into business to sit back and just give it all away, but people can call me out, whatever. They tried doing that when I was at the radio stations, for God's sake, that I was corrupt, that I stole computers, computers from 1992, and the bad part about everything was I lived at the station. Why would I steal stuff and still live it? And it was the biggest joke in the world because a rumor went out there that I stole money, and then on top of it, I was taking advertisers' money who had to pay by check,
right,
and written out to TLC Media.
I know, and mailed to
not even mailed
Palestine,
to me, right, and mailed to Palestine, Texas, or
because I was a customer
right.
on many instances, especially with Carolyn's campaign.
So a lot of people want to know why I'm not on the radio or why I'm not. And Happy Radio Guy, the guy that owns it now, I'm going to say it. I don't care, Mitch, right now. I really don't care. But the Happy Radio Guy won't even talk to me because of rumors that were spread about me about when I was at the radio station, but never had the balls to come up and say to me, hey, is this true about this, or what happened here, or what? No, everybody wants to believe everything that everybody says, especially when it's negative. When it's positive, you don't remember it the next day. But when it's negative, oh my God, everybody in the world knows about it, that you're a piece of crap. Well, you know what? I've been there, done that, but guess what? I'm still freaking here, so I don't care what you say. I really don't. I have my own thing going. It's been going well now for the past, oh my God, we started this in 2018, 19, with Bay City Radio, and then became Gulf Coast One Radio.
Right.
And it's been on the air consistently and talking with people and helping people and getting information out there. But yet, Mitch, we're corrupt because we're doing this. We're doing it. We're getting the real world word out there to folks.
Right.
But we're corrupt. Okay. So this guy that's talking about the city and all that, and I know the city put out a statement. I know Palacios put out a statement. I know
CDC put out a statement.
Stuart Lynn, all these people that were attacked put out a statement that they're open records, man. There are open records to go and see whatever it is you want to see. There's nothing that's hidden.
Well, and it's not as if any of these negotiations, I will call them, whether it's a part of the TERS or a part of the PID, and those are all agreements between developers and the city. And they've all been written about. The Sentinel has written about every meeting we attend. They're there. They're writing about what's being said. It's being voted on at council meetings. It's being voted on at commissioners court, voting on it. Matagorda Regional Medical Board of Directors. I know I've been to all of them. I've been to most of them, if not all of them.
Yep.
It's a document that we all agreed was needed. I will tell you what people don't understand. So part of it, Jeff, is that the developer comes to a community and says, I want to put in a subdivision, or I want to put in a project. And the project needs streets, it needs street lights, it needs sidewalks, it needs water and sewer lines. Well, guess what, Jeff? Those are expensive dollars, baby. Those are huge dollars. So the city goes, we're broke. We can't even put in a sidewalk, much less streets and water and sewer. So the developer says, okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. I will put all this investment in, and then as I'm building houses and as I'm adding property owners and property value goes up, you take a blank field, and then you start putting 300 homes on it, and you property tax those 300 homes, it generates income. So when you generate the income, pay me back for my money I upfronted for all of the infrastructure. That's what it is. So they go and they find that the city of Palacios has written a check to Sal Holdings. Well, they don't mention, and then, oh my God, it's corrupt because they just wrote a check to Stewart-Lynn. Well, that's a reimbursement for investment done years and years and years ago. How do you think Beachside got all those really beautiful streets and esplanades and a gated community and the pool house, clubhouse, whatever it's called, and it's not any different here. With you're going to see where the city of Bay City is going to cut checks to Lynn Group with Valor Park. They're going to cut checks to Russell Ranch, to that developer. They've already been cutting checks on Marguerite Meadows. Yep. All of those projects, the reason you're seeing growth, Jeff, is developers saw potential in us. Invested millions and millions and millions of their dollars with what I call a no-lose situation for the taxing entities, because if they spend all this money and the project doesn't make, then they don't get any they don't get any reimbursements. But you're right, Jeff. It's sad. I've been accused of being on STP's payroll. I've been accused of being on Tenaris's payroll.
Wow.
I've never seen a dime.
I know, Mitch, you're living in that $12 million mansion that you got right there. And all 27 dogs and 6 wives and 300 kids.
Absolutely. I know and all the jewelry I wear.
Oh my God, I'm so tired of the bling
and the fancy clothes.
Oh yeah.
And don't forget about my fancy hairdos.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, the sad thing, Jeff, is I know they want their what we used to call it the 15 minutes of fame.
Yep.
Back when I was growing up, people would do stupid things to get recognized, and I think it just multiplies with Facebook and all of this.
Well, people got this right of freedom of speech,
right?
But they don't. But they don't realize, hey, you need some common sense too. You know what I mean? Before
you need to stick to the truth. And
stick to the truth. And the other thing is investigative reporting. I'm sorry. You want to investigate a city? Go to New Orleans. That's the most corrupt city that there is in the United States.
Is it?
Go to Houston and find out why the roads are sinking and water lines are breaking. I mean, they had more water line breaks and sewer breaks this week up in Houston than I don't know, 25 or 30, something like that.
Oh, wow.
Just roads blowing out. You want to go to Chicago or go to, I don't care where you go. But you look at corruption there. The biggest thing, you want to pick on a little city like Palacios, who's trying to get their crap together and
Right.
doing things and building up and making things better. Same way with Bay City and
Trying to
Van Dyke
grow.
and Sargent and Matagorda and all of them. The last thing, they're all trying to build up to do something and make money. Hey, how about you go over to California and walk out to Santa Monica Pier, and then when you see water, keep walking. Okay, just keep walking. God.
Well, and the other thing too, the other thing, Jeff, that bothers me is calling into question people's characters. All of our board, the city council has oversight. Everybody has audits performed by CPAs, certified individuals that are held to a standard. And so you got citizen legislators, you've got citizen board members that aren't getting paid a penny. They just want to see things grow. I attended the Community Development Corporation board meeting today. And of course, I know everybody on the board. I know them extremely well. We socialized, we worked together.
Was that Mike guy there?
Who?
Was Mike there? Mike
was
there.
Was
he there?
He was.
Oh God, because he's another
right
slacker. He's another guy that don't do anything. Jeez, man.
Yeah, that slacker is going to pick me up at 7:00 in the morning, and we're going to Austin to the LCRA Water Management Plan meeting. We're going to try and fight for future water. We'll talk a little bit about it next Monday night. But these are people that are busting their, huh?
Yeah. Hey, next Monday is Labor Day.
Oh yes, yeah. Well, probably won't.
We'll be off. Yeah,
okay. Well, we'll skip a week, but I'll report on the water management plan and what does that mean to Matagorda County, and we'll have a couple of minutes. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, and by the way, just if that guy's listening, Mitch and I make $1 million per episode on this show. Just to let you know, and it's paid for by everybody that you said sucked. So
and I Jeff, by the way, I haven't been getting my checks. Could you
haven't getting them?
No, it must be stuck in the mail.
I gotta talk to Lydia. I think it's the cartel that got the money. I'm not sure.
Well, the other thing too to think about is, and I get it's in one post I see even says it's for entertainment purposes only. I see that. Yep. The problem is when you have potential residents, when you have people that are looking to come into your area, when you've got business interest looking, a lot of times they'll go look at the local social media and get a flavor of what the town is all about based on that. I mean, questioning a Chick-fil-A and a Seven Brews or a Starbucks anyway, it's a little asinine, I will tell you.
Oh yeah,
these folks are their character is unapproachable is what I know. They're Christian people with very, very strong moral values.
Yep.
Everything is audited. Everything has a paper trail. And that's the reason. The other thing really to talk about too, Jeff, just so people realize, when you do an open records request, that takes a staff time to read it, identify it, and then start searching it out. And what you're doing. And there are times, and I've seen this, Jeff, there are people that will just overload with open records request just to be shitty, just to be ornery.
Yep.
And it takes away from growing the community. It takes hours and hours of staff time. We're already shorthanded staff-wise anyway. And you start redirecting our efforts, our there's only so many hours in a day. and you start redirecting that, it's a detriment to growth. It's a detriment. And I get the fact they're getting their kicks. I get that. And they're getting their little claim to fame, and people are talking about them, and they're just eating that up. There's a segment of the population that just craves any attention, even if it's negative attention.
Yeah. And it's like that with the weather. We talk about all the weather forecast, the new weather forecasters out there,
Yeah, with all of their fancy.
Yeah, I would like to see a guy like that, or a person like that puts on that negative stuff. Has he ever been to a council meeting? No, probably not. Has he ever been to a Bay City council meeting, or Palacios, or has he ever gone to Lynn, and said, hey, I want to look at this and this. This guy is looking up stuff like the wrong way. I mean, he's going online and looking up stuff. So everything online is true, everything online is, man, it's there. If Google AI says, oh yeah, this guy has 2 heads. Oh my God, he got 2 heads. Oh my God. No, it's ridiculous anymore. I feel bad. I feel bad for the future unless something's done about it. I feel bad for the future of my kids and grandkids that got to live through this society that has no common sense and no care for the city or council or police or sheriff or any of these people that work so hard to try to build a city or build a county. It's sad. And it's like you said, who wants to come into a bee's hive, a bee nest? Who wants to move from somewhere to come into a bee nest? It's like, no, there's certain things that I know could be handled differently with our council and stuff like that. And the council split on certain things. I know they are. But, I really wish the country anymore would just eliminate Democrat, Republican, and put common sense back in the mix.
That's my new party, the Common Sense Party.
The Common Sense Party. I'll join up. I'm with you, brother, because it's crazy. All right, so let's go on to this one here after talking about that.
Yeah.
I want to go to this thing with your I would love to go to this thing where they blindfold you and you got to eat. I heard about this. The dark room. They got them in New York.
Okay.
Believe it or not, they have a restaurant up there that's completely dark, and the lights are all on till you sit down. You got your plate and everything in front of you, and all of a sudden they turn out the lights, and it's a dark room.
Yeah.
And they serve your food, and you eat in the dark, and it's to promote. It's actually helps you with your taste better. Things taste differently when you can't see them.
Okay.
It's when you go to culinary art school, they actually blindfold you to do taste testing.
Really? Okay.
On certain. Like different fruits, different vegetables, different cheeses, different meats, stuff like that. If you can identify it without seeing it, you have a good palate.
I got you.
So if you love that, would be what's going on with that thing?
So it's all derived out of the idea. The international Lions clubs, our local club, the Bay City Lady Lions, is trying to bring awareness to those individuals with low or no vision. So basically blind. In 1925, Helen Keller came to an international Lions Club convention and convinced the board of directors to be Knights for the Blind. And so the idea is and so Lions, one of their 9 areas of interest, one being diabetes, is blindness. And so the idea is, and they did this last year. I went, I did cheat. I will admit I did. They'll have blindfolds that turn the lights dim, but it's still safe. But very dim. And the idea is to put on the mask and then eat your food. You get to prepare your food and set it in front of you and then consume it in the dark, which imitates what blind people do every meal.
Yep.
The Lions also support a movement in Little Rock, Arkansas, which was World Services for the Blind, where they take you from A to Z, a blind individuals, and A to Z, and teach them to walk with the cane and or use a guide dog, how to use the bus service, how to cook, how to dress yourself. All of that is done in a 6-week setting in Little Rock, Arkansas, at a dorm type campus. And so what the Lady Lions are doing here in Bay City is promoting their work, and it's a fundraiser. It is, and it will go to help those individuals. Part of it is cornea replacement out of the Houston Baylor College of Medicine. The idea is that if you need a cornea transplant and you don't have insurance, this group will take care of that for you, that you won't pay a dime for a cornea transplant. And so the idea is just promoting health and wellness and those individuals that are blind. Last year, the mom that we had a young man that graduated now at UT in Austin, and the Bay City Lions Club sponsored him a seeing eye dog, which I'll also call a companion. And the mom came and talked about what the difference of, he was deaf and blind, and now with his dog, he's able to be in Austin, Texas by himself attending class. It's an amazing story when you stop and you're realizing how you're influencing people's lives. That's one of the reasons the Lions for years has been known to collect eyeglasses, used eyeglasses. And that is that on overseas, if you can get somebody a near prescription, a better vision is better than no vision.
Right.
Now, in the United States, especially for kids, you have to have the perfect prescription. Right. And that's why the Lions clubs, every Lions club, takes care of school kids, particularly that need glasses, and their parents and grandparents can't afford it. Right. I just answered a young lady from Wharton Junior College from Bay City, needs glasses, and parents just can't afford it. And our Lions Club is sending her to the eye doctor and told them, take care of her exam, get her glasses. We'll just invoice us and we'll pay the bill. And that's what I congratulate the Lady Lions. If you're interested in tickets, call the chamber office, 979-245-8333. Irene can get you fixed up with tickets for that event. It's September the 11th in the evening. I know there's a lot going on in that whole time frame, but September the 11th, Bay City Civic Center, dinner in the dark. And I promise you will walk away with a renewed appreciation of how hard it is for those with less sight and no sight, how they interact. And it will really warm your heart knowing that your dollars are going to help families with eye problems, whether it's bad vision in school. I'll tell you, when I realized I needed glasses, I was 15 years old. It's a true statement. I went to get my learner's permit, and the lady at the motor vehicles place said, look into this viewer and read me the letters. And I couldn't. And she said, son, you're blind. I never knew it. I was never tested in school. Got glasses, and I tell people I didn't know trees had leaves until I got glass. I thought it was just that glob of green, just the way I was raised. And so nowadays, our Lions clubs are going into all the schools with an eye testing machine that doesn't do an eye doctor's job, but it will say passed or failed. If it failed, they refer you to an eye doctor.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good thing. I'm looking forward. I'd like to be able to go to that. I think it's really, really cool, man.
It is. It really
say the date of that again.
September the 11th.
September 11th.
Yeah, it'll be in the evening at the Bay City Civic Center, 201 7th Street. I think it's a Thursday evening. Tickets are available again at the Chamber. I would imagine also at the Hampton Inn and Suites. Heidi Martinez is the general manager of the Hampton Inn and Suites. She's also a Lady Lion, and I think she's chairing the event. If you're interested in sponsoring it, give me a call or give Carolyn Thames a call. She's sponsorship chair for that event, and they'll get those ladies. I'll take the easiest number to give out is the Chamber number, and let them know you're interested in the dinner in the dark. Miss Irene Bishop will take care of you.
There you go. Yeah, make sure you help out with that. If anybody can, make sure you do it. Okay, we got time for one thing real quick, and now I'm going to give it to you a choice, either the traffic deal or the tax rate.
So tax, well, I'll just jump on the tax rate. It will. I will tell you that the county has set their tax rate. If you don't know what it is, quit bitching. It's. I probably shouldn't say it that way.
Yeah, we're getting to those parts of the show anymore. We used to be very nice when we started.
I know. Like, 0.33, basically 34 cents per $100 evaluation on your property. A lot of work has gone into the tax rate. It's not just the county. That's the one I saw. Right. But it's all taxing entities are setting tax rates, having tax hearings.
Right.
And so the idea is before you get your tax bill, you can know and have the input on exactly how it's going. Before long, we talked a little bit about what's going on at the school district. I know in a couple of weeks we'll be able to have the school superintendent on.
Yes.
But it's it is they're setting tax rates and new taxing. Our new fiscal year is for most everybody is October 1st. Right. So the end of the tax season is September 30th. October 1st starts a new year, and so we need to do that. Real quick on the traffic, the council approved TxDOT having a study for what is called a truck route around downtown Bay City. The commissioners have also signed on to that study. It's just a study to see, is there a preferred route? Is it necessary? This is the beginning stages of trying to alleviate our high truck volume traffic, particularly downtown. A lot of people don't know this and they don't talk a lot about it, but there are some pretty hazardous chemicals that come right through the heart of our city. Yeah. And if there was a way to avoid that with a truck route, not only to alleviate traffic downtown on the square, but especially the congestion. The new lights are up. They're working very, very well.
Yep, they are.
And they are. I don't think they're quite finished yet, but everything seems to be working in tandem. TxDOT is really taking great interest in us, probably because of the industrial growth and the residential growth. You know, we went from 44,000 vehicles a day to 85,000 vehicles a day. And so they're supporting a study. So it's not a bypass. We're just agreeing to study it.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know. We talked about this before, and I didn't know if you talked to TxDOT about it, but right before, coming from Matagorda, remember we talked about this? Coming from Matagorda?
I looked at that. I did. I talked to the engineer there in Wharton, and he was going to double check that and make sure he didn't think that was supposed to be 55.
Yeah, it's 50 feet before the circle.
3 feet before before the roundabout. I did talk to him, and I haven't heard back. Okay. The other thing I'm working with him on is down in Sargent. They want a no passing area near the Dollar Tree.
Yes.
Dollar General, whatever it is.
Dollar General.
And they want a no passing there, and he was checking on that for me as well. So there's a couple things I just need to get back with him.
All right, good. By the way, last thing that I'm going to say is we were all screwing around with Andy about cold front coming down, and guess what? Labor Day weekend, we're getting a cool front. Going to move through the area with highs in the 70s and 80s. So
I got to give him credit. I got to give him credit.
He went up and he went to the North Pole.
All right.
A little switch up there that he said, okay, well, I'll shut him up for a little while. He flipped the switch and let a little cool air from up north come down. As a matter of fact, today, the first snow anywhere in the United States was at it was a ski resort up in the northwest region somewhere, but they had snow.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And one guy said, finally. And I'm like, finally, it's August. What do you think? But they are getting snow. So
all right.
We are going to have a cool front for Labor Day weekend. And anyway,
Andy, good luck to you, buddy.
Yeah. And prayers for Andy as he gets taken care of. I'll call him in a little bit and find out what's going on. Don't forget, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, live from La Casona. It's the Coach's Corner with myself, and we're going to be talking a lot about football, all area football.
I love it.
We're going to talk to Coach Lucio on Wednesday night and a couple other coaches as well. And then on Friday night, tune in at 7 o'clock on Gulf Coast One Radio. And 7 o'clock, and that's the pregame show that we'll have. They also got a special presentation going on at Tidehaven for, some of the former players from back in the 70s, I guess. And 80s.
Oh, okay. All right. That's
so
cool.
They go to the Hall of Fame.
The old guys.
The old guys. That's right. So they'll be there. I
can say that because I am one.
Yeah, me too, buddy. I'm up there with you. I had the woman come up to me the other day, and she goes, "Man, you look good for a man to be in his 40s."
Oh.
And I said, I think your eyesight is way off, lady. I just think your eyesight's way off. I got a little closer, and she goes, "Oh, yeah, maybe 50. I said, "No, try 60. I'll be 61 soon."
Wow.
Anyway. Yep. Oh, by the way, I lost 30 pounds. I'm down to 30 pounds.
Dang, good for you.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
All right.
So the weight that I lost, thank God to Ozempic.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that sounds like it's doing good.
It's working. I'll be down to 120 pounds in 3 weeks.
All right. I love it.
Yep.
I may have to start talking to you.
Yeah. Hey, you know how they got the drug hookups all over the place, right? And some guy goes to me and says, "Hey man, can you hook me up with some of that Ozempic?" You look good, dude. I like that. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. But anyway, on behalf of myself, Jeff Michael. Yep.
2 weeks, right?
2 weeks. Yep. Okay. And Mitch Thames will be back here in 2 weeks. Happy Labor Day to everybody. Happy first day of football. Everybody do good out there, and we'll see you next time right here on Inside Texas.